How are you doing, my friend? Welcome to my social pathology video, by which you understand underlying mechanics of social problems, and also by which you can reconfirm your life direction so that you can attain true happiness on this planet Earth. This time, I would like to discuss where does the Mr. Trump's popularity really come from? My name is Dr. Samurai. I am a professor specialized in international social pathology and an active prison counselor of 20 years experience. As usual, I would like to introduce you brief general information first, then would like to move on to our main discussion later on. Okay, you ready? Let's start. So, where do you think Mr. Trump's unchanging popularity really come from? I go very short. It comes from the fact that he represents the vices of white people, period. By the white people, I mean those white people who is so proud of conquering this land of North America by coming over from England on Mayflower. Those white people who have this pride in owning this land of America. Why he is so popular? Because that pride is now threatened by other races, blacks, Hispanics, Asians, and all the others. And in this threatening situation, Trump is the one who is strong enough to fight against all the social institutions which they believe are unnecessary for their own benefits. These people want to destroy and disrupt what are really going on in today's American society. Why do you think they are threatened? It's because of the capitalism. I'm going to make the story very, very simple. Black people were brought in as slaves to serve for white masters. Hispanic people, especially Mexican people, their land were deprived of by the war between U.S. and Mexico. So it was kind of the consequence of their losing in the war. And Asian people, they also came here to work as laborers, essentially the same as slaves. You know the story that all those Chinese people work to build the railways that runs across the United States. They were another type of slaves. But now, because of the capitalism, white people who used to be the master of America are being threatened. Why? Because the very engine of the capital is individual interest and individual purchase based upon that individual interest. So when we switched our living platform from nature to capitalism, what is central in this society also was switched from following the laws of nature to respecting and growing individual interest as much as possible so that they would buy as many to make the capitalistic engine running. So now, what is the most important in today's society is individual interests, regardless of what kind of races they are. And this capitalism reaching highly advanced stage today that respect and leniency on individual purchasing interest is made most of. Whoever and whatever they may be, those who buy merchandises, who buy services, who invest in the stock markets, they are the most important. On this new social axis, there's no racial distinctions. That is why, first, it was master and slaves, and masters and laborers. But now, everybody is equal in terms of respect for buying things. So, those hardcore white was not expecting it to go this far. I mean, they were not expecting that slaves and laborers and all those servants to them originally would have this much power in society. The hardcore white couldn't expect that, couldn't read this consequence. But now it actually is happening, and they are treated the same as all those who are supposed to be their servants, and that they cannot take. And they have been smoldering against what is happening and what they see in the society and what the government does in the service of those originally came to serve them. They couldn't take it. It is at that time that Mr. Trump showed up and say all the true feeling of what the white people are thinking and feeling in their guts, and turn everything over for the benefit of white people, actually for himself, but it represented, it covered the white people's interest too. This is the reason why Mr. Trump is supported by certain solid, unchangeable supporters. In other words, Mr. Trump is the wedge reflecting on all the hardcore white people's interests. That said, do you think Mr. Trump by himself can change this strong stream of the society and the world? I mean, can Mr. Trump really manipulate this capitalistic society only to work for white people? That is next to impossible. I say that as a specialist. This world, the whole world have been running on the capitalistic platform. And as I have said, it runs on individual interests. That is world system that has been there for over centuries. Only one person can change that social direction. That is not going to happen. Although those hardcore white people, knowing they are becoming minority, are strongly hoping and putting all their expectations and hopes on Mr. Trump. That is physically. So, what is the smart way if Mr. Trump cannot turn around what is happening in today's society? The answer is simple. If you want to be respected by others, including colored people, you must become the person who deserves the respect. In other words, you have to earn the respect by your talent, by your ability, by your capacity, and by your character. That is the only thing. People will respect you regardless of the power. You have to fight for it if you want it to be respected. You cannot depend on what your ancestors did forever. It's a new age. You must show who you are, what you can capable of. How can you show it? As I have been using the term hardcore white people, right? There already are other type of white people who are respecting other races on the same platform as human beings. And they are earning the respect from colored people. Some of them were even killed during the demonstration in which to support for colored people. Such people are naturally respected and admired even by the opposite black people and Hispanic people and Asian people, because they are the true leaders. So the only way hardcore white people can get their respect back is not through depending on one person, Mr. Trump, but becoming a respected person and to fight to become one individually. That is it. Without making efforts, being anals, exclusive to others, you can never earn any respect. All you are producing is just enemies, and it always gets back to the weakest of the society and weakest of your family. You have to know that. In order to protect your children and your loved ones, you must be respected person by society. And that is the only way you can earn peace in this world, which human beings chose by themselves. this is pretty much it. I am going to end this video leaving you with the sun afterglow, so that I would like you to think about it. And if you like this kind of a serious and deep discussions, please click that red Dr. Samlay logos. And also, please check out my best video playlist. I'm sure you can find your favorite. And up until next time, please think about what I suggested, wherever you are on this precious planet Earth. Bye bye now.